I'm Seth with According to Seth here. I'm joined by Alex. How are you doing today?
Very good.
I loved your movie. It was really great. I wanted to ask you, so Anthony and Percy were amazing. The chemistry between them and Hallie was incredible. Was there a moment during their audition that you knew that they were perfect for the role? And, oh, go ahead. Oh.
I mean, it was exactly we I mean we auditioned so many kids, like hundreds of them, and we were going to settle for like a really great one, but not perfect. And Ali, as a producer, kind of kept pushing and say, we need to keep looking. We need to extend the casting process. And this is when we did extend the casting process that we came across Percy. And I remember the first time we came to read in audition casting, it was so. I mean, by the end, we were just in tears. We were so moved by his work, the quality, his rebellious nature, his like fragile look, the way it remind Ali in such a great way. It was we didn't even have to talk. He was in the movie. So then we had to find someone who could be his brother and could be the opposite, because in the movie it's really about one kid that believe everything his mom is saying, the other one will start questioning. So finding Anthony was another challenge, because at the end you have like the best actress ever,
Yeah.
with Ali Berry, but if you don't have the two kids that can raise to the task and be as good as her, that could challenge her and go into this dark place as well, it's never going to work.
Yep.
So we really, really push, and at the end, I feel that that chemistry that you see on screen is because we were really taking the time to find the right people, but also after is to create that kind of life together in a very short amount of prep weeks, to be sure that you have the feeling that they've been living in the house forever, that they know how to drag the rope, how to tie it, how to hunt, how to have that silent language. I mean, all those elements were something that we just push and talk about. There were a lot of prep to get to that place where you feel that it's a real family.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I thought they all did so good. The spider tattoos on Mama, Hallie's character were more subtle. I know the snake was like a big thing. Was there any deeper meaning behind the spiders on her arm?
She she's definitely had a rough life when she left the house, and when she went into the world and witnessed the evil starting making everyone kill each other. And it was something that we didn't want to give too much, but keep like a mystery through some of the evil manifestation and dialogue. So people will have their own interpretation. We know because we talk about
Yeah.
it, about everything that she went through. But I think it's an interesting question, in fact, for the audience. But everything is in the movie.
Yes.
You have all the elements to build and reconstitute all the past of Mama.
That's awesome. Does the hand on Nolan's shoulder in the final Polaroid, does that kind of represent how hard it is to break the chain of kind of generational trauma?
Yes, it's Samuel, but yes, it
Yeah.
is definitely the idea of. I mean, this is a big spoiler, but yes,
Yes. Okay.
it's
Sorry.
how you know like you how it's for some people very hard to cut the rope and be able to move on and to be able to be free.
Yeah, I thought that was a great tie-in about trauma and trying to break free of all that.
Yes.
So one thing I wanted to ask, we've gotten piranhas, alligators from you, kind of snakes now. So when will you be giving us a good shark movie that we deserve? And what is it about creature features that you love so much?
I love creature features because they all represent way more than what they are. And unfortunately, I feel that the shark movie was supposed to happen a few years ago. I cannot talk too much about it, but we had a full script and we were ready to go, and it didn't happen. I don't know if it's going to happen again,
Yeah,
but I love sharks.
I know, right? Was there anything supernatural with Mama? Because obviously the house kind of seemed like it was like enchanted in a way. Maybe she was in like a cult or some type of into like black magic, things like that. So was there anything that you can tell us about kind of the house and her character?
It's definitely a house that been built by her father because her mother was, seeing before everyone else that the evil was coming. And so the house was a blessed house where the evil will never be able to come in.
Yeah.
And the rope became an extension of that house for her to be able to come out. So in fact, it's about kind of a religion that they create for themselves to protect themselves from the evil. Is the evil real or not real? That's the other question that the movie is, I think, exploring. But it's definitely, I mean, I feel that the supernatural in this movie is something that goes very hand in hand with the belief
Yeah.
and how much you believe in it.
That's awesome. I love all these answers. Without spoiling High Tension, me and my friend group, we always argue that the twist is due to an unreliable narrator. Can you help clear this up for us? Can you confirm or deny that?
Exactly that. I mean, the reason why it creates some confusion, when we wrote the script of High Tension, the first script, the twist, the final reveal was just the final scene where we were going back with the protagonist, and she was finishing telling the story, and they were bringing the CTV footage where you saw that it was her and that the whole story was something different. And making the movie, making High Tension, we realized that it would be stronger to bring that reveal 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
But I created some kind of logical issues that
Yeah.
some people are still talking about. But it was like a choice at the time between a movie that would be much more efficient or just like an explanation. But yes, it is exactly what you felt.
That's awesome. Is there anything you want people to know about this movie going into it? Something that you want them to look out for?
I feel that it's, I mean, it's always the same. I feel that people should come with this type of movie with an open mind, without too many exposure to trailers and marketing material, and just let themselves be surprised. Let themselves discover something. And even if they have preconceived idea, oh, it's going to be like A Quiet Place, or it's going to be Bird Box, that's great.
Yeah. Last question I have for you here. So I love talking movies. I think it's a great way to bridge the gap and help connect with people. So is there a movie that you always recommend to somebody that helps them kind of get to understand who you are as a person better?
Whoa, that's a deep question. I don't have one movie. I feel that everything I've done somehow, even in a weird way, felt very personal.
Yeah.
And I never been to the New Mexico desert facing mutants. I never
Yeah.
but somehow all those characters are somehow something of me. When I did Crawl, and I was following this character who wants to save a dad who refused to evacuate, I felt very personal about it. So I feel that all those movies giving indication of who I am, even if they are not personal story.
Yeah.
They became personal story.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I was so excited for this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes.